Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So I got to talk to you all, especially the spiritual warriors out there, okay? Now's the time to step your game up times 1,000. Largely because the powers that were are literally, they've lost their power, but the system is like a thread, right? They're hanging on by a thread right now. And so desperate times calls for desperate measures. So when I say step your game up, spiritual warriors, I do mean step your game up, because the opposition is stepping their game up, okay? They're not playing any games because they do not want to lose their position of authority over humanity. But they understand that the time is up. My youngest daughter, she bought me a card that I'd handwritten some cards, and the card said their time is up. She bought it to me this morning, and I knew exactly what it meant, okay? The powers that were, their time is up. Now, will they continue to create the illusion that they are still in power even once their empire is completely desecrated? Yes, they will. Because they're all about being the magician, right? So they will continue to create the illusion through their fake news, through their different tactics to make people believe that they still hold the power. But we know that their time is up, okay? The empire has crashed. Now, we have to step our game up, largely because, like I was telling you all before, we're one big body, right? The chosen seed, we are one whole body, and everybody has their different roles or different functions that they play in the greater whole of the chosen body, okay? So there will be some chosen seeds who's going to start to feel the impact of what the powers that were are currently doing in order to maintain their position. Because like I said, they're going extra hard in this thing. So we as the spiritual warriors, we got to go 1,000 times harder when it comes to our spiritual work. This is why it's so vital for you to know, what do you need to be focusing in on? What energy do you need to be clearing? Pay attention to what's happening around you. Even the things that don't feel so good. Pay attention to what the powers that were are doing as sacrifices, as distractions, as, and they're being very bold with it right now, because, it's like, when you're losing your authority, the only way it's like for their ego to feel like they still have a sense of power is to put it right there in your face. Like, no, I am in charge. I am the one that holds the sword. I am the one that holds the crown, right? So they're going to do very bold and blatant things in our faces where it's like, damn, if you said it was a conspiracy before, you definitely don't have that thought process now, because it's very clear, right? They're making it very, very clear. So we have to be on top of this, because they're like babies, right? They are babies that's being told no. And so, as you know, that pushback, that hollering, that screaming, all that extra stuff, you got to chastise them like they're little children. So we got to call on judgment for the powers that were. We have to call on our spiritual team, our spiritual warriors, our angels and ancestors of war. Okay? Our angels and ancestors of war. We are calling on them to step up. The universal, elemental, and cosmic spirits of war. We are calling on them to step up on our behalf, because we need the whole armor. We need the whole armor. And trust and believe, the Most High Mother and Father is definitely seeing everything that's taking place. The Most High Mother and Father is making sure that whatever we need, we have, okay? We're going to get our thrones back, okay? We are receiving our crowns back. Everything that was stolen from us, our inheritance, our birthright, our sovereignty, we are receiving it back. The Most High is going to ensure that. But we have a position to play to reestablish balance in humanity, largely because in our ignorance, we played a role in creating the imbalance, okay? As hard as it might be to admit that, we had our own position in creating the imbalance in our ignorance. But now that we have awakened, we have a position. It is our assignment. It is our mission to help restore balance in humanity. Okay? So, like I was saying, there are some chosen seed who's going to start to fall away, or they're going to start to lose their strength. They're going to start feel like they just don't have the ability to push all the way through. That's why those of you who are the spiritual warriors and you're on the front line, you got to push harder, go harder. Don't fumble the ball when it comes to your alchemy and your spiritual work. Keep them candles lit. Continue to do your burning and releasing. Continue to do your earth magic, whatever herbal rituals, whatever you need to do. Keep your energy cleansed and purified as often as possible. Because the objective of the powers that were is to create smoke screens, right? They want your energy to be so blurry that you can't see what their next plan of action is. So keep your energy purified and cleansed. You might have to take regular salt showers, regular salt baths. Cleansing your energy on a regular basis is very, very vital at this time. We got to push hard, y'all. Push hard, push hard, push hard. Because it's almost like, I have to tell you all about a dream that I had last night. So in my dream, I was actually there with someone that I am connected to here in the 3D. And this woman came up to us and she was like, are you all going to sign up? Right? And so I was like, well, what does she mean? Are we going to sign up? So we were standing at the desk and she was like, well, only the very smart people sign up to do this particular assignment. And so I was like, well, what is it? And she was like, well, they're building the Monopoly game. So I was like, okay. I said, well, that sounds interesting. I looked at the person that was with me and I was like, what do you think? Do you want to do it? And they was like, yeah, why not? So I asked her, because I started doubting myself a little bit. I asked her, I was like, is it like really complicated? Like, because one thing about me here in the 3D is that I do not like to do anything that requires instructions. If I can't look at it and put it together, then I don't even feel like dealing with it, right? But she was like, no, but you have to be very, very smart. So in other words, I would have to use my imagination in order to build this Monopoly game. So when we got over to the table to get started, I was shown a picture and it was of a White House. And I was like, so do we have to build the house itself? She was like, no, you're already in the house. She said, what you're building is what's in the house. Okay? That's a deep message in and of itself. From there, we got started and I woke up. Think about that. She said, what you are building, you're not building the house. She said, you're already in the house. Come on, y'all. We don't even have to push through to get into the door anymore. We're already in the door. We are in the house. And I strongly feel like the White House, of course, will be the representation of the White House that's in Washington, D.C. Y'all know that's where I was born, Washington, D.C. So I strongly feel like the White House that was being referenced is that particular White House. The woman said, you don't have to build the house. You're already in the house. Build what needs to be placed within the house. So we are creating the climate of the house. And no, I'm not talking about politics, okay? But there's a stage for that, right? There's a position for that. Because like I was saying, the chosen seed, we all have our own positions to play in this thing. So it could very well be, there's some chosen seed who are meant to focus more on the political side of things. I don't knock those who do that. But if you're trying to join forces, if you are trying to get these people to give you something in a way where it requires for you to support them in turn, then no, negative. That's not how we moving, right? We need them up out of there. We need them gone. Hand over what is inherently ours and get your ass back to where you came from. Because these people are not from here. This is not their land. They came over here on boats, so they need to leave on boats. Period. That's it and that's all. Getting back to the dream, we was being called to build the Monopoly game, but to build the inside of the house. So I was looking at building furniture, building beds, building desks. These are the things that I was thinking about when she said, no, you don't build the house because it's already built. You're inside already. So we're in there, y'all. Now we have to establish the climate. What is it going to look like? So we have to do our alchemy to shift the energy, destroying and clearing out all wicked authority figures, every single one of the powers that were who has authority. We are destroying their wealth. We are destroying their power. We are destroying their authority. We are destroying all illusions that they have created for the masses. We are destroying the fear that they have placed in the masses, because there's no way that we have all of these people, millions of people in America, and it's a small handful of people that control us all. Ain't no way. It don't even make no sense when you really look at it. So we have to destroy the illusions. We have to do the burning and releasing to clear out the fears. We have to burn and release to clear out their power, their strength, their authority, their wealth. Okay? And any spiritual rituals, wicked rituals that they are doing to cast spells and to place the masses into a sleep state, we have to destroy that as well. So, of course, we're burning and releasing. I destroy and clear all power, wealth, authority, illusions, and fears created by the powers that were in spirit and in flesh. Okay? Now, you might find a better way to say that, because I just saw 11:11 on my timer, because I'm just going straight off the dome, right? But consider, these are the things that we have to do. And of course, lighting a candle, we are lighting a candle to establish that the chosen seed, the righteous ones, claim the power, the wealth, the authority, okay? And the position of judgment in spirit and in flesh across all timelines, realms, and dimensions, known and unknown. We take back our power. We reestablish our authority. We remove theirs. We continue to do these works on a regular basis. That's my message for y'all. I'm about to go into this gym, get my workout on. I will be seeing y'all later. I love you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all next time.